Hey friends, welcome to our Mom Possible. I'm so freaking excited for this. This is a sneak peek into what we are going to be doing this entire summer. And it is something that I have literally been thinking about since December. And for whatever reason, I'm I waited. I waited. And I think I waited because I wanted to make sure it was perfect for you all. I've, been with my mastermind group for a couple, 6 months, 7 months now, and it keeps getting better. And so I know that the only way to keep getting better is to give you the ultimate. Now, I know it's summer and I know there's a lot going on. We're away from social media more. We are out enjoying our families. We are, trying to soak up every minute of that summer vibe. I get it. But if you're like any of the mamas I know, like what I used to do is that when you do hop on social media, it is the freaking highlight reel. So what do you end up doing, right? You end up scrolling and you end up comparing yourself. You end up seeing what other people are doing. And if you're like me in the past, this may be what goes through your head, right? You're like, look at this. It's mama, it's all put together. They just have the beach and they have these like beautiful pictures. Like they look like they were a photographer was at the beach with them and they're all smiling. They're all happy. And I bet their car is clean too. And then they're probably going to go home and do crafts and they're all going to eat their vegetables without complaining and just go to bed and sleep all night. And that mama's going to be so rested and she's going to get to do it again tomorrow. And then you look back at your day and you woke up early and you set your alarm early and you got dressed and you're like, I'm going to put me first today. I don't care that it's summer. I'm going to get my workout in. And you start working out at home or you start getting ready to go to the gym and you hear it. Mommy, right? You hear it. That little voice that just melts your heart interrupts again, but not for the 100th time, for the first time, for that moment that you're like, this is going to be my moment. I'm going to, feel awesome and get my workout in and be able to cross it off my list. And you get in there and they need you. You try to sneak back out. They need you again. Now they're up. They want 5 different breakfasts. You have no idea what they want. Your little toddler, right? Or whoever it is, they're demanding. Sorry, I thought I heard them calling me. See, interrupting. And they want your attention and you are their mama and you want to give it to them. So you huff and you puff and maybe you make a comment about how you didn't get your time in and, whatever, right? So then you're very impatient because you had an ultimate plan and it's going off the tracks, right? And then they don't want any of the food and now they're hangry and now they're going off the tracks. And so what happens? Maybe you're making a little bit more sarcastic jokes to a toddler, right? To a three-nager, I always call them. Like, and guess what's happening? Your patience is wearing thin. The boys, your kids are up early and you're starting to get short. They're starting to get sassy and you snap, right? And maybe you're like, I want to go to this activity today. I wanted to do this. I had to get this done. I have to do this later. So I wanted to make sure that this was done and this was important and nothing's going as planned. Nothing is right. You feel out of control. The chaos is there and you're just freaking out. And what happens? That inner mean girl creeps in and now she is fully driving the train, off-roading it, being like, woohoo, crazy here. And you start comparing yourself. And the inner mean girl rocks it again, right? She's like, remember that mom from yesterday? Oh, she ruled it. And look at you. You can't even brush your teeth without fighting with these kids. And then after maybe making some threats and maybe disciplining, taking things away, maybe a lot of tears and yelling and a lot of things not going as planned, your whole to-do list is still not done. And at least you're all alive and you go off to that activity and in the car, you have to tell them, all right, we're gonna have a good day now, but everyone's still hurt. Everyone's still not functioning, right? And so what happens? You are letting that mean girl constantly dictate those moments in your life, those moments in summertime, those moments with your kiddos home, that inner mean girl is dictating exactly how those moments should be. Like what? So now we're gonna let the mom guilt and the mom rage, right? I just saw a reel about all these titles that us mamas call ourselves, right? And then the mom guilt, right? And all of that, it's all from that inner mean girl. And she is just constantly dictating all of our greatest moments there where we should be feeling joy and we should have had joy. And can I get like a freaking amen? Like, I can't tell you how much I let that inner mean girl steal so much joy from me. Those moments that I saw on the highlight reels of other people, and here I am in my head, my inner mean girl. And kids, usually those days would be hell all day. And when we were out at our, like, go to the beach with everyone, it was good. We had distractions, but when we got home, we were reminded of the chaos that happened in the morning. Our to-do list is sitting there not checked off. The house is a mess because we just had to get out. We had to abandon ship and start fresh, even if it meant just getting up and going, right? maybe just hope that the shoes are grabbed on the way out. One time we did it and Eddie didn't have shoes. It's like, all right, here we go. But for real, like, this is real stuff that happens. And I was like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something that's better for me. And with still being able to take care of myself, still being able to wake up and figure it out without losing control, without letting that mean girl rule the entire day. Because when the inner mean girl won that day, guess who woke up before the kids? Guess who woke up when the first alarm went off? That didn't hit that inner mean girl. So when I got up, what happened was I was allowing that inner mean girl dictate then my next day with the thoughts of the other girls that I see on social media who probably went through the same crap, but then just captured those moments that I was like craving that day or hoping to, or was trying to plan. And I would just assume that it was all rainbows and butterflies. Then here I am, right? I turn around and I'm like, just going to give you grace, mama. Grace. All right, breathe. It's all right. Like, don't let it beat yourself up. Sweet. Does that fix anything? No. This is what I started talking about in my stories. Like, just saying, give yourself grace. Yeah. It's like saying like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, it's just like a Band-Aid on that one moment. You have to actually do the work. When you say give yourself grace, there means that you have to actually take an action after that. Like, I can say grace, right? Was it Christmas Vacation? Or like they're saying grace and she was like, Grace. Oh, I'm so bad at quotes. Never mind. I'm just gonna let it go. Anyway, but you bring it up, you got to take action for it to work. And that's when I started seeing that I had control over this. I don't always have to follow my plan perfectly. But if I control that inner mean girl, those moments, whether they were planned or unplanned, I'm not going to let her steal those moments of joy. I'm not going to let her steal those moments of memories. Like, I think of so many times as a child where things didn't go as planned, and they were freaking some of the greatest memories that I have with my mom, have with my family, have with my cousins, have with my friends. Those unplanned moments. Yeah, sometimes they were just ridiculous and we laugh at each other, but it was because we were able to take action in that moment and adjust the sails, and not a way where we're just ditching the original plan and moving on, but we're actually taking action. So we don't ever really, if we have a hard time, it's not a, off the tracks, lose it, chaotic moment, mom rage that leads to guilt, that leads to then now having to apologize and it just not feeling good, all because of that inner voice and not taking action. So when I went in and I was like, all right, I need to take this grace that I'm supposed to be giving myself, and I need to actually take action with it. That's when things started changing. And when I didn't let that inner mean girl constantly dictate my day, constantly dictate my actions, like, that's when I got freedom. That's when I got my confidence. And the minute I did it, I was like, this is what I want to share with people. And to the point where I started calling them sunshine moments. It was this sun right here. See sun? It's now got a flower and a butterfly on it. But that sun got put up in the fall when we moved in here. And I don't want to take it down because that was Eddie's, one of his first projects that he brought home. And it just really defined what I wanted. When people are like, it's all rainbows and butterflies over there. No, I freaking work hard to create those unforgettable moments, those memories, right? That we all should be enjoying every single day. And that sunshine up there is my reminder. I know it's not like sometimes people put Post-it notes, and I do this in my bathroom. I have Post-it notes, but in here, in this space, we always need the sun shining in here. And why not? It's where we always are. So I'm like, I'm going to use that. And now when that inner mean girl pops in and really starts draining me and just putting me down a rabbit hole of, guess what, guys, it still happens. It, like, even though I've learned how to use this and grow from it, it still happens. They say new level, new devil. So even though I may be doing this longer than you, it doesn't mean that it doesn't stop happening. I just have the tools to do it and change it. So as this starts happening, instead of me beating myself up, comparing myself, mom guilt coming in, and just going down the rabbit hole of things that are not true, I'm able to go through my systems. So I know that I have control over this. And it's so simple. Like, so I always start with taking a breath, like just breathe. And even like if my anxiety creeps in or anything, that I just make sure I am breathing. Breathe. It is so simple. And then from there, I have a whole routine of questions and just almost like a mini meditation where you don't need to be like in a meditative state. It's just more of like a one moment, like a mommy's timeout, where you go through not just affirmations, but just remembering who you are, why you're doing this, where you're going, what your plan is, what your intentions are, and to then take that action to get there. If it's staying cool and calm in that situation to get you there, you do it. If it is tonight, I was freaking cracking a joke, acting out, and the kids thought I was freaking hysterical. They went from crying to borderline like having a meltdown to freaking hysterically laughing and going above and beyond what I even asked in the beginning. And I was like, what just happened? And it was because I was able to take action in a different way rather than something that was going to set us back, that was going to make me feel bad, make them feel bad, and probably teach them something I don't want them to learn, to be honest, right? So now next thing you know, we're all laughing. Joey was like crying, laughing. He thought I was so funny. And it saved the day. It saved the night. We went to bed happy and hugging and practicing gratitude. The kids, I'm like, what are you thankful for? No, they don't get that. So I'm always talking about what their favorite part of the day was. What are they so excited for tomorrow? And that's the simple things that we can do. Now, I obviously make it a little bit more grown up, but I keep it so simple when I go through this, because listen, like most of this time I'm doing this is like while I'm doing other things. So while I'm brushing my teeth and getting ready in the morning, I'm starting my morning routine. I'm setting my intention. I am making sure that I'm going through what I want, why I want it, how I'm going to feel when I'm there. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going through this all the time, because I'm not allowing my fears to creep in. I'm not allowing my worries, my doubts, any emotion that has creeped in. I am not allowing that to dictate my summer. And to be honest, this happens. The kids are out of routine. There's less structure. There's more, just go with the flow. There's more just fun, right? And we always talk about that is like by second week of August. So I'm in the Northeast, I'm in New Jersey, and here we stay in school till the end of June and we start middle of September of school. So like when it comes second week of August for us, that's when, especially like my oldest, craving that structure. And when I'm going through this, what ends up happening is that we have such chaotic days that when the start of the school year comes, I look at my bucket list for the summer and I'm like, I didn't do any of that. I can add a couple things I probably added in spontaneously, but the things that I wanted to do, I'm like, oh, I remember, like, I'm like, when am I going to do it now? So by going through all of this, it eliminates that FOMO, right? Or eliminates that regret. It eliminates that inner mean girl and allows for you to freaking take control. It unlocks your confidence. So MOMpossible. It is my nickname in college was Kim Possible. And it was always about, like, if anything was possible, I was going to find a way to do it. It may take a little bit longer. I might find a different way to do it. But if my heart said I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And so then when I, started living on my own, my roommate's always like, you always, like, if you want something, you just go get it. Like, maybe you should start thinking about, like, what you really need. And I'm like, yeah, I want that. I'm going to go get that. It makes me feel good. And sometimes it was a really cool thing, right? And sometimes it was me learning to go through some setbacks and learning what was really important to me and what was worth the fight. And it wasn't always easy, but I knew who I was. I knew where I was going, and I trusted my heart and I fought for it, right? But then what happens is that as you have these wins and as you're practicing gratitude, I'm huge on celebrating the wins. And friends, I am not talking about like awards and major recognition here. I am talking about those little things. So if you have one morning where you can't get your workout in, whatever happens, happens. But then the next time you get it done, just as you planned, huge win, right? You do that 3 times this week, you should have a freaking dance party for yourself on your celebration day. And that is huge, because as you keep having these little wins and you keep sharing them, and that's what we do in the MOMpossible community. We're going to have like a freaking celebration party that every day that you have these wins, you're going to shout it out, and we're going to celebrate your wins on top of you doing your own little celebration. The confidence that these wins bring is freaking amazing. It will allow for you to then go back. And so when you're in that hard moment, when it is a struggle, when you're about to beat yourself up, instead of you going back to a time that was also hard, you're going to listen to your MOMpossible heart. You're going to listen and know and take that MOMpossible attitude and say, I did it last time like this. And it was hard. And it took me a moment. I had to take a moment and go through all these systems, and I won. We ended up having a great freaking day. If it wasn't for that memory would have never happened, rather than being like going to bed with no wins and just being like, oh, and that inner mean girl constantly dictating your summer, constantly dictating those memories that should have brought you joy. And instead, now you're waking up, already practiced your gratitude the night before, you're already ready, setting your intention, and that confidence is there. So now you're creating your own, those memories, those that you're having so much fun and excitement in. Those are your sunshine moments that I always want to talk about, right? Like, it could literally like be me pushing Eddie on the swing and us us laying on the floor, belly laughing about something stupid. It doesn't have to be an excursion or something big or anything like that. It's just a moment. It is a memory that brings so much freaking fulfillment and joy that you're happy and you're loving life and you are confident. And guess what? All these days aren't going to be perfect. And that's when we have each other. And I can't tell you how many times I even said to my friend, I was just like, made me feel like a terrible person. And she goes, oh my God, stop being ridiculous. That's not true. And I go, I know, I just wanted you to say it. Right. And now, like, okay, a little mean, but like, sometimes you just want those affirmations, but it's my best friend. Like, there's like joking, good times all the time. Right. But like, you can do that for yourself. And now you don't have to worry about it, like struggling alone, and finding that pattern and finding what works for you. You're going to have all of us there. And when you're in a community that is all living this, we all have an inner voice. It's just a matter of, is your inner voice like a realist, a hype girl, or Debbie Downer, or negative Nancy, or crazy Kim, whatever, right? We have to own that and use that as our superpower to go and create those wins, go and create that confidence, go. So when the summer is over, instead of you looking back and being like, oh, morning sucked, oh, it was a fight every time. Instead, you're going to be able to talk about all of those wins that you had as a mom, all of that growth that you had as a mom, as a family, as a person, as a human, and being able to maybe just call yourself Kim, call yourself, right? And set those goals and freaking thrive. And when you do that, I think this is the coolest part. You are leading the way for yourself to start off the next season ready to go. You're leading the way for your family and personal growth. When you're growing yourself, what's really freaking cool about it is that it doesn't just affect you. You're going to see a change in every aspect of your life. And how freaking cool is that? Like, what ends up happening is that maybe your relationship with your partner is going to thrive. Maybe you're going to start eating healthier. Maybe you're going to make a commitment to working out. Maybe you're going to get a promotion or find a new way to work your job where it is bringing you more joy. Maybe you're going to make more times for your friends. Maybe we'll all get together. Whatever it is, when you grow like this, when you eliminate that inner mean girl and you make these your habits, oh, just think about that. Like, and I'm just think, like, I can't tell you the power, the confidence that you will feel when you are able to control your reactions, when you're able to control what's dictated your life so far, that inner mean girl. So MOMpossible is our group, and we are going to dance in the sun all summer, and we are going to feel so freaking good and have all of these magical memories that we're going to literally blow people's minds with. And like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive or fancy or anything. And maybe it's a spontaneous trip, who knows? But it's time for us. And I'm telling you, the only way that I was able to do this was to make sure that I was able to own that inner mean girl, right? And we'll go over all of the ways so you don't make the same mistakes that I did with the rage, yelling, the kids copying back and me wondering why, and then feeling bad about and beating about how I reacted and feeling bad about how maybe I didn't do my to-do list. And you let that define me rather than my values, my heart define who I was. And for once, you're going to be a freaking badass. So we're going to start next week, and it's going to be monthly. I'll tell you everything. So it's going to be a 3-month monthly mastermind. It's going to be 12 weeks. I have the whole curriculum down, from becoming the boss of your summer, like ditching survival mode and going into thriving, right? That's why all these teachers are burnt out. Now we get the kids and stuff like that. So now we're going to work on mind management rather than just winging it. We can still wing it, but we're still going to have control, energy boost, focusing on abundance, actually being like resilient rather in those moments so we can overcome that struggle and eliminate overwhelm and that chaos so we can be unstoppable. So we're going to have it's be a Facebook community, and we're going to have, I'm going to do posts and things like that. A couple after every call will be a challenge for you. And it's just like something super simple where you don't have to sit and think about it. It's literally like at the end of the call, go onto this post, or while we're on the call, go on this post and do your homework. And it's just like a check-in. It's not like we're at a 5-page paper, like a just quick little like, yep, okay, that's what I'm going to be doing. All right. I'm going to have an optional tracker for you. If there's a different tracker you'd like to use, that's fine. I have a whole win the day guide that this literally changed my life. This is the one system that allowed for me to break this down, to have success and to have it immediately. So we have a daily journal, tracker, the accountability, the challenges. You're going to have access to everything in the past that I've ever done. And we're going to have so much fun. We're going to have so much freaking fun. And maybe some pop-up like brunches. I don't know, virtual brunch. Like I'm here for that. Like the kids don't need to know it's in my orange juice. And maybe we'll do, like, if you're local, maybe we'll do a little summer bash. So those are some things I'm looking for. It's going to be from now until September. And like I said, weekly calls. And if you always wanted to add in one-on-ones, I'm always open for that. I'm going to be doing a huge discount from now until Sunday. Our call is Tuesday. So just from now until Sunday night, I'm going to be doing 25% off of this. Listen, I'm a teacher and I don't get paid in the summers. And if you are like me, you rather take that extra money and use it for one of these memories that you're going to be able to create without the stress and screaming, getting out the door to get there. And like, I just think of how many times we yelled on the way out and then we sat in the car in silence trying to go and do something fun just so we could all regroup, right? Like, I don't want that. I want it to be like freaking Christmas morning every day. It's summer. It's my favorite season. Why wouldn't I want to share that with you, right? So we're going to be doing that special for you. So just make sure that you mention it, that you watch this call and that you're all in, and then we'll go for it. So like I said, we're going to be starting off on Tuesday, and it is go time, friends. So I cannot wait for you all to be MOMpossible. I already believe in you. I love you all. And thanks for hanging with me. And I will see you all in our summer series. Keep it MOMpossible. Love you guys.